1 second. Good morning, America. I hope you're well. Just gonna get Telegram up and running as well. Telegram is taking its time, it seems. Still thinking about it. There we go. Okay, seems like we are live on Telegram, Divergent, and YouTube. It's all good. So good morning, America, and good afternoon, Europe. The markets are on fire. Very on fire. So now the bears would want to argue that there's a channel here, and that's being tested. The bulls are going to say, nah, forget about the channel. We got a triple bottom, and we got a close above the low candle. Very strong. And the weekly chart is looking good as well, with a body well above previous week's body. So here we go. We have got 1 minute and 17 seconds before the market opens. Posted a series of messages since I got out of the dentist office. They weren't designed to provoke, but to hold up a mirror. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting to try and trade a market that is absolutely on fire. Well, let's see what we can make of this. It's been a good week. I'm now up 30% for the month, which consists of 9.5 trading days. I brought with me an S&P chart. I thought that could be interesting. And differential chart between Wall Street, Dow, and NASDAQ. Let's see. I'd like to take an opportunity to go through yesterday. Let us see. Here's the Dow yesterday. Now, I'll be the first to admit that yesterday I got lucky because I had a stop loss of 100 points. It would have been triggered. But I attempted to put a Fibonacci ratio, and somehow when I dragged that Fibonacci ratio, I was actually dragging my stop loss. Anyway, when I realized the mistake, I put my stop loss down here. That's it. It had just made a low. And it got close a couple of times. But when I managed to, I had an opportunity, and I think it was about here, I just took my profit. It was like, I felt like, yeah, lucky. But anyway, so this is a 15-minute chart of the Dow yesterday. And there wasn't anything. This was really difficult to trade. So this is the school run bar. I'll mark that low with a red. And I'll mark the green, the high with the green. This was the school run bar. And as you can see, there was a long trigger and a short trigger, neither of which resulted in anything. And I think I was lucky that I decided I want to be a buyer on a retracement. I think I was a buyer around here. So after the market had gone up here, I thought, okay, I'm going to buy a retracement. It turned out that it wasn't a retracement. It was a full-blown all the way down. It didn't go all the way down to the lows. Could have, but it didn't. And after an hour of just back and forth, we finally got a breakout. I took my profit, only to see the market go back down again and then make a new attempt. So there's a lot of overlap bars, and I consider myself very lucky that I didn't lose yesterday in the Dow. Very lucky. It was my time to get lucky. And then Sniper set up a really good buy signal. You don't know what Sniper is yet, so I will have to explore that with you another time. But even brunch break in the Dow, I think each here is about, what, 100 points? Yes, sure. It provided perhaps an opportunity for a quick scalp, but anyone trading that as a break would have been lucky not to lose money. So that was yesterday in the Dow. This is a 15-minute chart. I could probably break it down further on a 5-minute chart, but I actually have no interest to, because most of yesterday's session I sat there thinking, how lucky was I not to get stopped out? Yeah, I not averse to admitting when I'm getting lucky. I think the difficult bit about trading, something that it has taken me, there we go, ungroup, is that when you see an uptrend like this, in the old days I would have seen this as, oh, I need to get short. Now I see it as it's probably a buying opportunity. This is the FTSE. But you have the same here in the Dow. If we look at the 5-minute chart, it's probably a buying opportunity because the strength of the up move is so strong. And that takes a little rethinking of how your mind processes what it sees. You train your eyes to see and interpret We can look at the NASDAQ. I'm just going to take it. I think taking a screenshot works very well. Excuse me 1 second. So here's the NASDAQ again on a 15-minute chart. This was yesterday. Oh. And the open was here. I'm just going to double check. Yeah, this is the open. Let me write that, open. And so you probably don't see that so clearly, but over here, there was a double bottom. And instead of being a seller, 1 second, let's to go back to the history and see where I bought here. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. I bought here. And actually, when I did buy, I was very quickly 35 points in profit, but they evaporated. And I had a stop loss down here, which is too much for a simple buy support. But I just happened to have a stop loss down there. And then I waited and I waited and I waited. And I got out above 300. I think I got out 310. And the high was 313. So it was absolutely just a stroke of luck. So I got very lucky yesterday, without a doubt. Anyway, I will go over this in the weekend review as well. This is a differential chart. That's no interest to you, I believe. That was very strong. NASDAQ had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 bullish 10-minute bars. You can try and put on a Fibonacci retracement if you wanted to. But I think sort of from a price action structure point of view, I wonder if we're not going to have to see this market retrace a bit more. We have a reasonably big gap up. Of nearly, well, at its best, 400 points. Yeah. So Dow It's traded above a micro double top on the 10-minute chart, just traded above. So a scalper would be a seller here. The same as a potential, a scalper would potentially be a buyer below this NASDAQ low. Sorry about that. I'm just going to blow my nose. It's cold in Copenhagen. So far, that idea is working to buy below 62. Just waiting. Stand by for a short position in the Dow. Parker. Aggressive school run is setting up at 524 plus the offset. I'm actually quite tempted to do the opposite and sell short at 29. I'm shorting the Dow here. I'm going to have a relatively tight stop loss. Let me just input this first. I put a stop loss at 68. So several reasons why I'm doing this. On the 30-minute chart, I'm looking at the size of this candle and I'm looking at the size of this candle. That is one aspect that is making me go rather contrarian. Secondly, we just managed to take out the high of the previous bar, which was a very strong bull candle, and you often see the market retreat a little bit, hopefully, and I'll probably move my stop loss to 45, so try to have as little risk as possible. So far so good. I'll show you on the account. So just going to move the stop loss to break even. I got 20 points in profit. So it's a little bit attempting to buy a lottery ticket, and then you basically just go, okay, I'm going to see if I can ride this one. I like to demonstrate taking half profit on this. I just click on this button here, and then it just takes half pro. Okay, that didn't actually happen. Oh no, sorry, this one here. Sorry, click the wrong button. So it then just takes half profit. So if you go to my account, so now it just says 1. It's a really smart feature if you are interested in using it. So stop loss is currently a break even. It doesn't mean that I think that there's a change in trend, not at all. But if you look at the 10-minute chart, say yesterday, so look at the 10-minute chart from yesterday in the Dow Jones Index. You have the open, which is here, and then let me get rid of this thing here, and notice how frequent when a bar goes below the prior bar low, you get a retracement back into the range, below prior bar low, back into the range, above prior bar high, back into the range, below prior bar low, back into the range. And so you can sort of develop a trading strategy. Obviously this works like a marvel when there's a trading range, but if I showed you the even the previous day, but then all of a sudden you will get moves like this, and that's where you go, okay, this is not the kind of environment. So you can't just go, I'm going to buy below prior bar low and then not have a stop loss of some description. Oh Jesus, did you see that? I didn't see that. The NASDAQ just touched the 38% retracement. That's a shame. I was so busy explaining this to you in the Dow. The Dow yesterday closed down here, 43,153. So it's a big move up. I'm not saying that there's going to be a gap fill, but it was, or it is, a very big move up on a non-news day. let's see if I've never actually tried this. I wonder what happens if I try and take half profit again. This is a relatively small position. I'm going to try it. I'm taking half. Does it then close half of what's left? I think it should do. Oh, it does! So cool. Haha! All right. Brilliant. That was a nice trade. That is a nice trade. Ladies and gentlemen, yours truly is a little bit sort of looking forward to the weekend. So it's probably going to be a short session, especially if I made some money on a relatively small risk. So maybe I should just go close all, fuck it, be done. Yeah. Closing on a high point. I know it's only 30 minutes in, but I'm actually really looking forward to my weekend. Very, very happy to have the stitches out of my mouth, and want to go and celebrate that with some spirulina or some algae, or wheatgrass juice, that kind of lovely stuff. Yeah, I missed that. Well, one day it might work, another day it might not work, but I marked it out, and it hit it exactly. I'll show you the school run. School run dictates long above the recent highs in the Dow and short below. I've taken the DAX school run all week, but with the Dow I've actually done the opposite. I won't be trading anymore today, I can assure you that. I actually just want to go and rest up. It's been a pretty amazing week, and to be up 30% in 10 trading days kind of fills me with a little bit of, that's nice. So I know it's not quite fair on everybody, but that's how it happens at times. So you're going to just get me for 30 minutes today, and then probably next week we will do a whole lot more. I'm going to rest up. I hope that you enjoyed this exquisite display of price action reading, where we are bringing in things that you probably haven't been subjected to before, such as measure the size of the candles. You see, when you're bringing in things like, and I rarely talk to you about these things, but when you bring in things like average true range, and you begin to study the size of the candles, which I do. So without really, it's not like I'm trying to prove my point, but if you look at these three candles here, I bet you they are not too dissimilar in high minus low. So one is 43,090 to 181, so that's 90 points. This one here is 109 points, so 90 and 109. And this one here is 100, so 90, 109, and 90. And that's something that I use in my trading. I've never spoken to you about it, but I use it because there seems to be this sense of symmetry between bars. Anyway, That's probably a topic for another time. I made money. I hope that you did as well. And I wish you the most pleasant and restful and wonderful weekend. It is a pleasure to be allowed to come in here and teach you and show you how I'm doing things in something I absolutely love to do. Now, can someone tell me how the hell do I get rid of this thing? Oh, there we go. So, ladies and gentlemen, take care of yourself. Stay strong. Look after yourself and everybody else around you. Love you lots. Sorry I was such a grumpy misery earlier on. I suppose it just, yeah, it rubbed me a little bit the wrong way when people say it's not fair. And I think, well, I wonder who that says more about. But perhaps I could have expressed it differently. Or maybe not. Stay strong. I'll see you on Monday. Great week. Really good profits. Lovely to be able to show this to you live. All the very best. Bye-bye.